Very excited to be joined now by the Rider historian, legendary Rider reporter, author of multiple books about the green and white, Rob Vanstone. Good morning.
Morning, Jeremy. How you doing?
I am doing wonderful. It is the most wonderful time of the year, at least this year. Playoff football in the cold Regina air. For someone who has lived and breathed this team for so long, Rob, how do you feel when it's November and the Riders have a shot at greatness?
I love this. It's borders on the surreal, being able to experience this from a new perspective. Being with the Roughriders for the first time for a home West final is I'm still really struggling to process it, especially at 6:42 a.m. That's beyond my processing skills at this hour. But I can hardly wait for about a day and a half from now. I still can't really put into words what my emotions are going to be, because I don't know what they're going to. I've never been through something like this in this capacity.
It is. I'm like almost vibrating as a fan just talking to you about it. So I can imagine being on the inside is pretty great. So let's talk about football, okay? Two things I think, to me, need to happen in this game for the Riders to win. One is contain Nathan Rourke, and the second is to get A.J. Ouellette running. So let's start with that first one. Can the Riders keep the guy who will likely be the league MOP in check?
Well, I'm not sure anybody is going to do that completely. I mean, he's a tremendous player and such a marquee presence for the Canadian Football League, and just watching him play is always a joy. If you look at the last regular season game between the two teams, October 25th, the Roughriders, they were able to contain the BC offense pretty well, even though the full unit wasn't out there. The Roughriders won in BC with Nathan Rourke quarterbacking. He's gonna make plays. His receivers are gonna make plays. They high-powered offense, but can he be contained sufficiently? I would argue yes.
Okay, so let's talk. If Nathan Rourke does go off and starts to score, the Riders will need to keep up. So let's talk about how important I think the run game is going to be the main thing, right? Or do you think this is riding on Trevor Harris and that elite receiving core?
I mean, I think this is going to be the type of game where we're really going to see how terrific Trevor Harris is. Not that we haven't seen that this year, but when you look at the showcase for his skills, I'm just so excited to watch Trevor play. There's been so much talk about Nathan Rourke, and rightfully so, but Trevor Harris in his own right is, in my books, a Hall of Famer. And I love this quarterbacking matchup. When you get to this time of year, the weather gets colder. A ground game is so important. A.J. Ouellette being second in the league in rushing. I think when they signed A.J. Ouellette in February of 2024, as much as the regular season is important, he's made for games like this. Last year in the postseason, he had 3 touchdowns in 2 games. I would expect A.J. Ouellette to perform at that level again.
All right. Now, it's not going to be blistering cold at game time tomorrow, but it will be cool. Any weather-based home field advantage you feel for the Riders?
I don't think there's going to be tons of snow. It doesn't look like the wind is going to howl. Corey Mace was asked about yesterday whether the weather or the crowd offers more of a home field advantage, and he said emphatically it's the crowd that's going to be the factor. If we were looking at mid-January, plug in your car, don't you dare go outside type weather, maybe. But I don't think the weather itself is going to be too inhibiting. I think the big force in terms of home field advantage is going to be the crowd. And as of yesterday, more than 32,000 tickets had been sold. And I expect people are going to be pretty loud.
All right, and hopefully the Riders punch their ticket to Winnipeg. The Rider historian Rob Vanstone, thank you so much for a few minutes this morning. Here's to an enjoyable Saturday in Riderville.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, and best to everybody, your entire audience. Hope you have a great day.